Hi, I'm David Milton, the founder and CEO of TelaClaims. Thanks for taking a few minutes to look at our presentation. So what I wanted to do is kind of walk you through what some of our software solution looks like so that you get an idea of what the adjuster will be working from every single day. So our solution consists of three separate parts. There's the desktop application. That's what we're going to show you here in a minute. There's the mobile pro application, which is what the vendors and inspectors use out in the field. And then there's a consumer app, which is what the consumers use to feed video, texting, and communication back and forth between the adjuster. So ultimately, we've created this workflow solution, this ecosphere that sort of sits on top of your claims management system and ultimately helps you reduce the cycle time of claims from 30 days to 30 minutes. So one of the first screens you'll see when you come into the system, we do have an embedded FNOL system or process in our screen. So the first thing that you'll do is select what type of claim you're taking an FNOL on. So we've skipped past the FNOL process and just to show you that we can handle any type of claim, but we've gone here to the claims list to show you what each claim will individually look like. So we're rendering those as cards, as you can see here on the screen. Again, each card is an individual claim. It's got the basic information that you'll need on which claim, and the top, this sort of the orange bar that's running across the top there actually shows the progress of each claim, so you know where it is in its overall life cycle from beginning to end. So if you go into one of those claims, you'll actually see here's the claims details page, which actually is the sort of the home screen, if you will, for each of the individual claims. So this is broken up into several different cards. As you can see, you'll see the card thematic going throughout the entire process. So here's just the risk card. So this gives you the Google Earth image if that's available, certainly the Google satellite image if that's available, and any other pictures that have already been uploaded to the system, along with some of the basic information on coverages, will be on your risk screen. So location, again, important to get an idea of where that policy is in relation to other things. Part of our jobs as an adjuster is to relate and empathize with the insured. So by you seeing that location is, oh, I see you're next to Winn-Dixie, or you're right next to the park, that gives a sense that the insured actually understands that you know where their house is and what it's all about. So that location feature is being used. So the policy, which is the next one over, is obviously just the basic details of the policy, what the actual coverage limits are, and what the deductibles are for those individual coverage limits, depending on the type of loss that's applicable. So if we come back out and we look and we see ultimately, we go to the next slide, that'll show that ultimately if you do a claim, you're in and doing tasks on claims. So ultimately, every interaction that you have with the insured, you're going to be able to go in and do a task. Again, that was coverage. Here's an inspection task. So if you want to do an inspection for the property, you can assign the inspector, or if you want a vendor to go out and do water mitigation, this is where you assign that task. As you assign those vendors from this screen, it's going to look for the vendor that is set up on your system, qualified and a preferred vendor, the star rating, one who's available online, and in the closest proximity to the loss. So all those algorithms are sort of running in the background to make sure we get the right vendor to the right location as quickly as possible. So here we are in the communication section. This is really where we spend the bulk of our time in communicating, and it's important to note that here on the top you can actually sort this communication by any means that you want, whether it's text, video, phone call, or email. So all that's embedded in here. On this side here, this is just an example of some of the texting conversations that have gone on. Text has been selected here. So we're looking at a typical text conversation between parties or groups of parties. Left and right, you can see what the desk adjuster is saying and what the collective group is saying and who that is. So this is really where we spend a lot of our time. You can actually sort this to show all of the communication, so you would get a linear view of what all of the communication on that claim has been, the back and forth. Here's an example of a video chat. Obviously the adjuster in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. This is our lovely insured. So they're talking. They've been talking for 5 minutes and 56 seconds. And you can do various things in that call, mute it, minimize it, go to different screens while you're looking on it, looking at the damages, establishing reserves. Again, the ability to lay eyes on, incredibly important in the process of the claims, of the claims thing. So you'll spend a lot of time here in communication. It's really the sort of the cornerstone of our product. Again, another example of the invoicing. So here's the itemized invoice, the different services that they offer. So this particular vendor offers 3 different levels of service, sort of a flat rate file, a consultation file, and then of course a full-blown time and expense file. So just examples so that when you're going to choose a vendor, what service do you want from that particular vendor, you can choose the appropriate service for the vendor, as many vendors do different services altogether. So guys, thanks for the overview of that. There's a lot of other features and functionalities in this. We don't want to make this too long. We'd love to schedule some time to come in and show you what it would actually look like with this sitting on top of your claims operation and how it might integrate. And you can actually move a ton of claims back behind the desk, again, increasing efficiency, getting the same information and getting better data to close claims better, quicker, and less expensive, and ultimately provide much, much better customer service because of the omnipresent communication. So again, guys, thanks for your time today. Thanks for taking the time for us walking through Merge. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.